Hello everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you. If you can please let me know I'm audible and visible, that would be great. Also, I am sorry for being a bit late. Me and see me. Okay, so we are gonna continue the question here, and I'll just take another minute. I'll wait for you people to confirm me, and then we can start with our questions. We have done like a good number of questions in the earlier sessions. अगर अभी तक नहीं check करा है, do check it out. Exam is so close and you guys are still, I mean, have your exam in 2 days. I hope you have prepared well. You guys are all ready for your exam. We'll start with the first question. There you go. Now you can see here there is a blank and there are a couple of options. It's very easy here that you have to make sure you fill the blank with the correct option given. Answer to this one is D. Sentence says the new possibility would be thwarted by Supreme Court directive. For what? To make new car and two-wheeler owners, to make the owners purchase what insurance covers dash and the regulators fiat. So भी insurance covers to set prices, covers जो कि owners purchase कर रहे हैं. It's not gonna set prices in any ways. Okay, so this is irrelevant. To purchase insurance covers noun है accident proneness. So two nouns like these cannot be used. If I want to make a connection, there has to be a preposition in between. So this is the reason B. I don't even need to read the complete thing. I know it is absolutely wrong at this point. Here I have to and for, both of them are prepositions. Let's see. So owners purchase insurance covers to acquire the capacity to enforce the law. Now this is not what owners can do. They cannot enforce the laws. Of course, this is irrelevant. Covers for at least 3 years and 5 years. So we can of course think of purchasing insurance for a time period against the existing norm of 1 year and the fiat or to general issuers to sell something. And के बाद में there is a different story. आगे की बात है, इतना important नहीं है. B was the one that was helping us to know D is the answer. Next one. Answer to this one is B. So 92% of people belonging to the community are subjected to economic exclusion. See, when you read anything and such a question is asked where you have to complete something, where you have to complete a para or a sentence, okay, grammar plus comprehension becomes a very important part of it, okay. So it is supposed to be grammar plus comprehension. So recently it conducted the first ever survey of the transgender community in India and found that as someone who is not. Abhi that ke baad I need what was found in the format of subject plus verb plus object like a statement. So यहाँ पे as someone who is not of an established and accepted gender is incomplete thing to say. 92% of the people belong to the community. So many people are subjected to economic exclusion. So this is something they could have found. Okay, it has a subject, it has a verb, it defined a transgender person. So this survey found that it defined. See, it kya hoga? I don't have exactly, or in fact, I don't have an explicit noun जिसके लिए it use हुआ है. What counts as discrimination against a transgender person? तो यहाँ पे भी proper subject और object का जो construction होना चाहिए, that's not there. The structure is missing. He was your answer. Answer to this one is A. A backlog of 0.24 million unfilled posts in public sector. This backlog of whatever amount. Now I need a verb, okay? Because backlog है, कितना है, क्या है, that is mentioned. But what about this? Was it reported or backlog did something? Something happened on this. So we need an action. That's how we can take the sentence ahead. The backlog of whatever, keep this like as an X in your mind, itna lamba rakho mat. A backlog as reported by the media recently has, it is singular so has, escalated the contention. Now the contention was surrounding the alliance government's claim on job creation. It is so clear here that the contention it's about the claim of on job creation, so it makes sense. We have a proper verb also. Now, a backlog seems to be in denial. How can a backlog, which is a thing, be in denial? People are there who are in denial. Communities, companies, organization maybe, but not something like a backlog, and a thing in this case. So, yeah, that cannot be your answer. A backlog with presumably higher level of education and skill is perplexing. But backlog is again not a person to have an education or skill. Backlog finds it difficult to match up to the central government pay packages. Why? Backlog के ऊपर काम करना है. We want a verb that justifies this noun. That's why A was answer. So here you have blank right in the beginning. Better you try to find out a subject or something similar here that could fit. Emerging market economies, these continue to be in the spotlight for the wrong reasons. It's a negative beginning. Do I get the same tone ahead? As their currencies resume their prolonged slide against US dollar. So of course this is negative. Their currencies are not doing well. Okay, there's a slide and it's a prolonged slide. So emerging market economies continue to be in spotlight for wrong reasons, and because economy is plural, I get to see their currencies as well. So यहाँ पे और एक बात assure करती है कि यही answer है. Investors who earlier put their money in emerging market as currencies, now there is no verb here. After a till dollar, there is a full stop. Okay, so we need to have a verb in case it is not in the given blank. So ये तो अधूरा है. Emerging market currencies, most notably Turkish lira, have suffered much larger losses owing अपने साथ to लेता है, and which is missing here cannot be my answer. Emerging market countries which earlier benefited from the easing of monetary conditions. Now, this could have been grammatically correct here, but then I wanted something of contrast because later on I am talking about the prolonged slide. So it cannot be, if it is positive, then I need a conjunction that introduces a contrast, and then I can mention this information. तो वो नहीं हो पा रहा था. That's why D was wrong. This is an easy one. Answer to this one is B. Kerala's unique topography of coastal plains and hills between the Arabian Sea and West Ghats. So, topography here is your subject. First of all, I want a proper verb for it, which is this topography is vulnerable to natural hazards, landslide hazards. So, यही है. So, I can go ahead with this. If I go ahead with 70% of its coastal areas are prone, but then इस part का क्या? I don't have any verb till now. So I need that word that goes with my subject topography here. So A is gone. 60% of its land mass vulnerable to earthquakes. No verb cannot be used. Same reason for D. Chalo. We'll do this question now. You have to find the odd one and rearrange the rest. Okay. There is a. I'll give you enough time, like 3 minutes or so. One is odd. Rest four are to be arranged. Guys, answer to this one is D is odd and arrangement is X. So let's see how. So but also sought to distance the sum from incidents of lynching, etc. Also sought means if I get to see what he has done, that I know that he is seeking to do something more. Also, lauding the government for its stand on national security, Bhagavad said that India's borders were not now safer than ever. So it's like a good positive thing that we get to see movie. In a freewheeling speech at the Swayamsevak Sangh's annual event, organizational chief Mohan Bhagwat praised Narendra Modi government for something. We witnessed anti-CA protests, which created tension in country. Before it could be discussed further, the focus shifted on Corona this year. The RSS chief said, "Now we do get to see that RSS chief is saying something, but is it in the same context of what is said in the other sentence, right? We need to check that. Of course, you won't get a sentence that talks about Jupiter as a planet, or it won't talk about something that relates to, let's say, reality shows. But here you will get the same person or the same point that is also mentioned in the other sentences. फिर भी आपको समझना है और क्या हो सकता है based on the tone of that sentence. Addressing the Vijayadashmi function of the RSS at Nagpur, at this ground in Nagpur, he praised Modi and Union Home Minister. Now you can see he praised and he praised. So it is something in the same tone. He also sought to distance the Sangh from incidents of lynching, etc., alleging it was an attempt to malign the organization. So this is also in the favor of it. At the present, A may be tarif hai, E may be, C may be. B says lauding the government. Lauding is to praise. So whatever positives he has said, okay, that's what we are getting and arranging CAEB. Okay, these are because it is saying is criticism. It is not something that is in the favor of someone, or it is of positive tone, whereas others are in the sense of lauding the government and saying something in a way where we get to see something positive. Now, C is going to be the beginning because we get to see who Mohan Bhagwat is and full form of RSS and the event and all. He also sought to distance the incidents from lynching and etc., alleging it was an attempt to malign. So he is trying to save his reputation. That's what we get to see in the speech. Now, addressing the function, he is saying something more. B is of conclusive tone because at the end he is culminating and saying that government is doing great and India's borders were now safer than ever. So it's like a closing speech. तो आपका भी आखिरी में please go through what is mentioned here in the question. इंस्ट्रक्शन पहले पढ़ो और फिर फटाफट आंसर. Answer here is A and C. So you are supposed to identify the sentences which are grammatically correct and error free. That means out of 5, 3 will have error, 2 will be error free. पढ़ना सभी को पड़ेगा. Treasury, borrowing of. Now treasury borrowing एक collective noun के जैसे यहाँ पे यूज हुआ है, compound noun के जैसे. It talks about borrowing of this. Existing savings would drive up the interest rate and choke off activity. तो would के साथ verb first form, again and के बाद verb first form, making sense. यहाँ पे grammatically सब कुछ सही जा रहा है. It was the correct one. Even if you know that one is correct and you are confident you know answer is A, क्योंकि और कहीं option A है नहीं, है ना? चलो बाकी भी आगे देखते हैं. Unsurprisingly, the conviction of Syed and Iqbal came a few days ahead of another crucial FATF meeting. So why came and why not come? First of all, conviction is singular. In case simple present tense use होता तो comes होना चाहिए था. Sometimes when we are talking in the sense of commentary, a narrative is described, we can use simple present tense even for the things which happened in the past. But at this point, it is not even that. यहाँ पे तो सीधे verb second form, because this is from the meaning a thing that took place in the past and अभी उसका कोई लेना देना नहीं है. So definitely this has error. So B वाले options आपके चले जाएंगे. The latest judgment is a reminder about what that affirmative action programs, these allowed in what the constitution flow from what enabling provisions and are not rights as such. So the programs are not rights. Okay, this is not adjective right, this is noun wala rights. That's why it is absolutely good to go. The root of the current issues, root subject है, lies in then, उस समय का जो गवर्नमेंट का डिसीजन था. That then is talking about decision जो पहले का था, to give up the quotas in promotions in Uttarakhand. So give into is you surrender. Okay, I gave into the demand, but here giving up की context है because there is an issue. Okay, अगर ऐसा कुछ होता जिसमें सरेंडर कर रहे हैं तो इशू नहीं होता. So now giving up, leaving it, not following it anymore, उसके लिए आप यहाँ आना था into जो था, that was giving me the wrong phrasal word. India hopes that expectations of the Tamil people for all these expectations through हो सकता है, but then उसके बाद में वो noun justify होना चाहिए, which is not here. So for will be. Next one. Answer to this one is A and C. Hollywood studios, plural, have been churning out. Correct tense, correct verb agreement. Churning out some very bad movies, some के साथ countable will be plural. Over the past several years. There you go. Absolutely correct. उतने में ही आंसर आ जाता है. Mr. Palaniswamy has sensed, but right sense नहीं, sense is a verb. To explain a verb, I need an adverb, तो यहाँ right लिया आएगा. That the farmers' emotive and intense opposition. Now, सभी farmers का था, that's why first we will put the plural and then apostrophe. Apostrophe is the only punctuation mark that you have to worry about in exam. Otherwise, आपके objective paper में full stop, comma, hyphen, semicolon and all इसकी चिंता नहीं करनी होती. But apostrophe along with S or before, after S, वो सब आपको check करना पड़ेगा. In this case, we wanted an adverb, so वो था नहीं, B was wrong. The airline is beginning to claw back some of the business it lost after the bomb explosion. बिल्कुल सही है. New Delhi's third attempt at something होगा. It is targeted towards something, no? So on नहीं, at आना था as a preposition. The Bodos comprise not more than 30% of the population in a region. So whenever after in you get any kind of location, okay, virtual or physical, that location के अंदर अगर कोई काम हो रहा है, the sense is that something happening inside the boundaries of a place or some location, you use in. That's the reason हम cities, states, countries के नामों के साथ में if something happened in that place हम in as a preposition का use करते हैं. So there you go. There was a preposition. There were two mistakes related to preposition. One was related to modifier. आगे बढ़ो, next question करो. Make sure to like and share the session, guys. A and B again, I mean option A again. The humble onion almost halted the onward march of what RBI in its endeavor to do what? To bring down what? Financial cost, where in the economy. So every piece here, it goes so well, it fits well with each other. Always try to break it from the noun and, like the humble onion, this noun almost halted. Then you go to verb. Halted what? Onward march. So just from the next preposition you can start and go till the noun it is connecting. Stop there and see how that piece is arranged after the previous ones. ऐसे check करो. The politics of the US has rarely, if ever, has been how, as contentious. Now if you are using as and any adjective or adverb, आपका एक as repeat होना जरूरी है. Okay, as contentious as it is at the present juncture, as contentious and riven by, rived नहीं होता, third form चाहिए है, so riven. The notification is what? The culmination. किसका? Of legal dispute. Okay. Before what? Tribunal. Which had banned. Now tribunal had banned what? RO water filter use. Use यहाँ as a noun use हुआ है. Where in Delhi? As the purification process wastes water. अभी क्या हो रहा है ना C में? After as you are getting a subject and a verb and an object. The process is singular and therefore we need the proper verb in agreement. Wastes आएगा. Some research has shown that the reverse osmosis can cut the levels of calcium and magnesium where in water, which are vital nutrients. Why are? Because calcium and magnesium दोनों की ही बात हो रही है. Now something very important for you to understand here in this question. You can think which is used for water. तो यहाँ is आना चाहिए. But आगे पढ़ो. Read ahead. Which are or is vital nutrients. Water is not a nutrient. Magnesium and calcium are. So that's why I know that my antecedent for this relative pronoun which, antecedent to which किसके लिए use हुआ है? Water के लिए नहीं. Calcium and magnesium के लिए use हुआ है. That's why R was correct here and the whole sentence was correct. The report by a German cybersecurity firm that medical details of millions of Indian patients were leaked and are freely available on the internet. The whole thing. The report किसकी क्यों कैसी यहाँ तक आ रहा है. Now the main verb comes here. The report is worrying. It is gonna produce fear in us, not worried. So we are going to use verb in ing form as adjective, not verb third form as adjective. Okay. So we are done here. Thank you so much all of you for attending the session and I hope you have learned a lot. Just to give you a gentle reminder, on our channel CGB Mentors, I have started 8 p.m. class, daily class Monday to Saturday for editorial. Okay, so we are doing editorials with respect to exam, learning vocab, doing grammar. So grammar practice session is there, like a sub session. Then we have the comprehension, we have summary and a lot to do. So these sessions are going on regularly on our main channel. Join that channel, subscribe that channel and join the classes. After this, we have regular classes here as well. So here the classes are on Tuesdays, Thursdays and on Saturdays 1:30 p.m. On the same time, other 3 days we have CSET classes of reading comprehension which are on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. Okay, so you guys can attend those classes as well. Okay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe the channel if you haven't.